Kinshibori Park. Already talking to some dude. Let's go. Excuse me, sorry to bother you, but we have some questions for you. Wait, no, that's not... At least he's not wearing the same thing. Uriyashi, what? Are you with the police? I haven't done anything. Don't worry, this isn't an interrogation or anything. We just want to talk. So this is the other middle-aged... middle-aged man that... Rector found. Riker? Reckham? I hardly know him. Rector. We did not get the teacher in here, did we? We do have more information on him, though. Young man encountered at the bridge. He didn't hide the fact that he was a curse bearer. His curse stone was later recovered by Tetsuya Satsumi. Yutaro is an elite student of a prestigious university. He lives off the generous allowance he received from his parents, who are both prominent local figures. Although Yutaro has lived a charmed material life, emotional neglect at home has caused him to develop a spoiled, egotistical streak. The only kindness he knew growing up was from his family's maid, and he still fondly thinks of the plain rice with butter they used to enjoy together. I know there's not much reason to do it, but I'm still gonna put the audio on. Is that like gonna be the only fourth wall gimmick, turning the voice down whenever he does his bullshit? You're Hideki Urashi, right? The historian? We know who you are, so this won't take long. But since we saw you here, we'd just like to ask you a couple questions. Important enough to get a name card. And a personal interest update. Hideki is a historian who works part-time as a curator at the local folk museum as a teacher of Komagata High School. He's not the same teacher, right? I mean, he could just be wearing a different shirt, but it doesn't have that, whatever that rope tie is called. His recent publication on the Rite of Resurrection has caused a stir in the occult circles. Also, yeah, the, occult guy, I think this is the one Yoko was talking about. Hideki is the quintessential obsessive researcher, despite being entirely... It's not the same hair. His is more, like, ruffled. So I think it's a different... the problem is, too, I forgot the name of the actual guy. It's not this. His name was not Hideki Urashi, was it? Was it? Fuck. I'm trying, man. I'm falling apart. It might have been. Because I forgot this name if it was brought up by Yoko before. Hideki is a quintessential obsessive researcher despite being entirely unsuited for teaching. He had no choice but to take up a position at Komagata High School in order to make ends meet. While having a captive audience in his classes goes some way to satisfying his need for respect and recognition, his conceited nature makes him unpopular among the students. Lately, he is concerned that articles he contributed for purely monetary reasons have earned him a reputation as a researcher of the occult, but the surge of interest in the topic and the resulting volume of article requests he is receiving are undeniably tempting. Hideki is a regular of the Shirokikyo Cafe on Hokusai Street, where he can be found outside his work hours writing essays and manuscripts. His published books include A Study of the Unknown and An Introduction to Bando History. I'm gonna have to, like, go back into the chapter to see if this was the same teacher, because I'm just not remembering the names. Well, let's get it over with. I'm a busy man. You're a short man, too. Sorry, that's rude of me. Haven't had much luck collecting stickers yet. Wait a minute, is that a sticker? No. No surroundings. Questioning people like this can put unnecessary stress on them depending on their position. This guy's pretty sharp, but I'll have to play it safe and only push him when I see an opening. Why am I looking at it? Boss, let's ask Hideki some questions. Hideki Urashi. He says he's a local historian. But supposedly he knows more about the Rite of Resurrection than anybody. The fact he's here at this time of night, it's plenty possible that he's a curse bearer. From appearances, it's hard to imagine this small, bookish, well-spoken man being very dangerous. But in this day and age, you never know. I should be careful. What were you doing? Now, Mr. Ureshi, what were you doing here at this time of night? Doing research, of course. Day or night, information never sleeps. That's an admirable philosophy. Admirable philosophy. You know, your research has been quite the talk around town. What was it they were saying? You discovered something about some book? The Book of Dates, the Scroll of Dates, the Scroll of Fates. I think it was the Record of Fates. I'm gonna just go with that, and he'll tell me if I'm wrong. Alright, you found some kind of ritual in the Record of Fates. Well, don't tell me you want to know how to carry out the Rite of Resurrection, too. I guess I was right. To be perfectly honest, I'm tired of people asking me about it all the time. None of you even care about the local history. You just come crawling out of the woodwork when something interesting comes up. Looks like I hit a nerve. If you think you can force me to tell you because you're policemen, you're sorely mistaken. What if we beat you? There was something about, getting a sticker before hearing the history. But I wonder if that still comes down to, like, a scene before another scene appears. Like, if it only pops up at a certain moment of time. What were you doing? Was the research you were doing just now also related to the Rite of Resurrection? Well, yes, that's right. What exactly were you looking for? I have no reason to tell you that. You wouldn't understand anyway. Was the research you were... Oh, same thing. About his research. Are you doing all this research so you can use the Rite of Resurrection yourself? You're a policeman. Do you really think people can be brought back to life? Everyone I meet, pitiful. Huh, so you don't believe in the Rite. Whether it's real or not has nothing to do with my research. Such things are better left to the occult freaks. Or so I thought. Things changed. It has become necessary for me to pursue the Rite. So now I pray that it is real. What changed? I'm sure you can imagine. The funds for my research. Fair enough. I receive a large amount of funding for seeking the Rite of Resurrection. And if I find it, I'll receive a sum so great that I'll never have to worry about money again. Oh, then that means someone is sponsoring your research, is that right? Oh my god, sorry, I went on a coughing fit there. So what if they are? You have no idea how hard we work to secure funding for our research. I have no interest in teaching those children. Listen to me, I'll tell you one thing. Those experts you see writing provocative books or spouting nonsense on TV to try and get popular, all of them are just trying to get the money they need to do their research. With how popular the occult is, saying something even remotely spooky can lead to big money. With how popular the occult is, saying something is spooky. Okay. What? But I bought your book! I want you to sign it! The pursuit of the unknown begins first and foremost with belief. I was so inspired by that bit. I do appreciate your patronage. Unfortunately, however, the occult is not my true interest. The fate of the unknown is to be destroyed by thorough research and deep consideration. No way, I can't believe it. You're surprisingly innocent. More on that? Then what kind of research do you want to be doing? I'm sure it wouldn't interest you, but to put it simply, the focus of my research is how historical accounts transform into folklore over the years as they are passed down from generation to generation. That seems to have a lot of overlap with the occult. Can't you just kind of like enjoy both? What does that mean? Due to human bias, the account of any event is inevitably changed by the person communicating it. This is not necessarily done with ill intentions. It happens when someone tries to fill in the gaps in a story that lacks detail. or when something's left out or abridged because of the story's length, or when a story twists and shifts as it's spread through oral tradition. Even when two stories are told about the same event, difference in culture or environment affect how it's told, changing its content. Silly little things can turn into terrible, mysterious legends. My research is the study of how history, culture, and legend all influence each other. Huh, I see. Take the Seven Mysteries of Honjo, for example. See, we don't, like, you're already going into occult stuff. Like, yeah. Look at that, you can do both. Why are some of the mysteries seemingly about nothing particularly interesting? Like the tree. You think stories wouldn't last a decade, let alone hundreds of years, so why? Perhaps putting it that way piques your interest? I admit I am curious. So that's what you've been researching all this time? Makes sense. As I said, it doesn't matter to me whether the rite exists or not. If people in the Edo period believed that what was written in the Record of Fate was real, that's all I'm interested in. I like the weird way he's like holding his arms. I don't know, there's something funny about it. Maybe I'm just being rude. Like the way everyone's bodies shift. I don't think there's much else besides just continuing to talk. But I have to be realistic, the research I'd like to do is unfortunately not very lucrative. That's why I need to take some risks. About the Record of Fates. The Record of Fates. Where did you get your hands on it? The storehouse of an old private residence in the city, just as the public was told. I'm unable to be more precise due to an agreement with my informant. If any of this is going to be what I want. Culture and society. I'm wondering if anything in here would just tell me which, teacher was important, but I don't think it's going to. Unless if I go into, like, people, maybe. But we don't really have any information here unless if... No, this is just talking about him. Yeah, okay. I just want to know. What were you doing? Well, in that case, I think I might have a guess as to what it is you were looking for. Curse Bearer. I mean, the Seven Mysteries kind of seems like an obvious choice. From what we know, I don't think Soul Dregs, Curse Stones, or Curse Bearers were brought up in the rite. But we do know that the rite is related to the mysteries. I'm surprised you know that. Also, like, obviously, we could have guessed that from the beginning. There's indeed a theory that the Seven Mysteries of Honjo began because the Rite of the Resurrection. Well, my theory. Unraveling the Seven Mysteries may reveal the secret of the rite. I think quite a few people are looking into the mysteries for that reason. Kinshibori Park is connected to the story of the Taiko of Tsugaru, right? We didn't actually get anyone that has that curse stone, right? That's right, but that isn't the issue at hand. I'm still looking for stickers. What's the issue at hand? Well, in that case, I think I might have a guess as to what it is you were looking for. Oh? Is it just going to be everything? Or was I wrong? Curse stones? What? Damn it, if you knew about that, then... Calm down, no need to get so defensive. Check it out. We both want information, right? I guess that would... force his hand kind of thing is what that answer was for. But, why even bother asking the questions then? We both want information, right? Why don't we have a nice friendly chat? A curse stone. You're a curse bearer. A leaf. It is the evergreen beach, then. Yup. Will you show me yours? That's the lantern. This is mine, the ever-burning lantern. So he was the one that we killed? Interesting. I'll reveal the curse details. That seems like a good way to get him to... I'll tell you this for free. The Evergreen Beach comes from a man who was hanged for spreading false rumors. But the accusations against him were unfounded, and he died cursing those who had deceived him. Ah, so that is the resentful memory held within the Evergreen Beach. The memories of the Seven Mysteries are truly fascinating. If only I could collect them all. Do whatever you want, but you should know something. This stone of mine lets me curse anyone who tries to mislead me. What? But... So don't try and lie to me. I'll know. You could curse a citizen? And you call yourself an officer of the law? It all depends on you. I don't want to use it if I don't have to. What is it you want? The cursed stones are dangerous. I'd like to confiscate yours. Excuse me? But my right... First, let me ask you one thing. You haven't used that curse, have you? No, of course I haven't, I swear. I see. Good. Now, why don't you hand over that stone? Unless you'd rather try using it on me instead. Damn you, I won't give it to you. If I were to say that, what would happen? Would it be a crime? The police are aware of how dangerous the stones are. I could arrest you under Article 1, Section 2 of the Minor Offenses Act. Or you hand it over and all you lose is your secret ability. Think of that, of what would happen to all your research if you were arrested. Fine. You can have the stone here. That was straightforward. Again, though, how are we collecting these? And we got the idea of it being kills by disembowelment, one who finds themselves trapped in the darkness of the curse echo. So, how do you find yourself stuck in the darkness of the curse echo? It seems kind of strong, because it doesn't seem like there's much of a trigger besides, like, maybe don't get close to it. Because this is what we saw as Shogo, so. When Honjo was filled with samurai residences, the spies of the shogunate lived amongst the townspeople to keep an eye on things. The soba cart on South Uragesu served as one of their outposts. They would communicate to each other in code by turning the lantern on or off. Tonight at 4 a.m. meant that someone would be having the last soba of their life, and that their belly would be sliced open the next night. An unfortunate incident occurred in which a man attacked a woman in a bout of fury. He regretted it deeply, even declining to invoke the right to defend his honor, but the deed was done. Still, he could not accept it. His rage at having been used by his daimyo boiled over, turning into a grudge he would never forget. Nearby, he saw a lantern quietly glowing in the night, and when the 6th bell rang, the man cut his own stomach open. Since then, the lantern could be seen alight before the soba cart had opened, and would flicker out suddenly even when there was no wind blowing. As this unsettling phenomenon continues, the rumors surrounding it grew, and soon all were convinced that it was the man who cut open his stomach visiting from beyond. Good choice. I look forward to seeing how your research pans out. Oh, right. Would you tell us everything you know about what's been going on? If you help us out, we'll give you all the information we've gotten after we solve the case. What do you say? In that case, will you tell me about all the resentful memories of the Seven Mysteries? I believe they are the key to the secret hidden in the Record of Fates. Sure, why not? I'll learn about them as I collect the cursed stones. We're buddies now. But thanks to you, we learned a lot from him. I wonder, the mystery rite are all public information. Was this the conversation Shogo was eavesdropping on? He kept everything he knows about the other curse bearers and the source of the curse here hidden. I was hoping he'd at least give us a clue about how to beat these curses. Oh, I see. Then we should be more aggressive next time. Really make them spit it out. And by we, I mean you. I'm guessing he wants to save this curse. He wouldn't have told us anything, no matter what we asked. I'm guessing he wants to save this curse? But now we know where he hangs out. We can always send someone for him if need be. Right. Got it. I was surprised to hear that there are actually 9 of the 7 mysteries, though. Yeah, that's 2 extra curse bearers we have to find. We've confiscated 2, so there are 6 more. They could be anywhere in this town. We have to find them faster. They might start using the curses. No, I think we're already too late. Huh? I didn't tell you this, but there were some soul drugs in Namagaki's curse stone. Really? Then he already killed someone with it? It's not much, so it probably wasn't a curse bearer. Shit. He looks so sad. Well, we know who did it. We can make arrangements to take him into custody. How, though? We'll have Paranormal Affairs pick him up tomorrow. For now, we continue our search. I guess if it's a secret organization, they don't really need to go through the normal channels. Right, on to the next place. We just have to cross them off the list one by one. Oh, but, boss? Good to know we can use the Minor Offenses Act to arrest people with curse stones. But why didn't we do that with Namagaki? If we could do that, there'd be no need for Paranormal Affairs. What grounds would a normal detective have to put him under arrest? Oh, right. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Not the conversation Shogo heard. And we just can't continue on. That's weird. Why is it, set up differently? I'd imagine because there's a choice we have to make in a nice thought that leads somewhere, and then this is just, we can't progress further until we learn something from everything else. It is killing me, so I am going to go back to Not Dreams to see who the, informant was. Clearly a different person. Okay, Janucci. That was the name. I'm glad he was a different person. I just wasn't confident if it was... I just wasn't confident. I'm sorry. But it's good to know there are 2 teachers of importance. Okay, I needed to take a break after finding out that there's actually 2 teachers at that school that are different. But mainly because my voice was falling apart. I need to, like, have shorter sessions of this, but I am a little too interested in the story. I want to, before we continue, because it was a break, reassess some stuff, because I did also think about the game a little bit. Shogo's obviously not Najima, because the Najima incident was 20 years ago. I don't know if we have an exact, like, age range on Shogo. But he's, like, young adult, right? So 27 is kind of what I want to say. I don't know if we have an actual age. I don't even know where I got 27 from. But he would have been, like, 7 when he started going killing spree. If I'm right about the age. And that doesn't make any sense. So, you know, I thought the back of Najima from that, like, quick flash kind of looked like Shogo. But it probably is not related at all. That being said, also, I want to kind of point out some stuff that not point out, but I said, like, Haru's suspicious, but honestly, her actions make sense for what her, problem is. Her son was killed. She's kind of in a weird headspace, so, like, anything weird that comes from her is honestly understandable. So I don't really think she's behind anything. June, I kind of almost feel suspicious about because he's too goofy. But so far he seems chill enough. Honestly, anyone... I don't even know who's behind what, to be fair. Like, there's not really a solid end goal, like, person to be suspicious of. I will say, full-heartedly, I am suspicious of Yoko. At the very least, the events that took place in this whole time frame here, especially since it's a split path, is suspicious as all hell. The idea that Shogo killed Yoko with the cursed stone without actually having it until after she was dead? Weird. Strange circumstances. I'm not buying it. Although that being said, I don't really know what the situation is. Part of me thought potentially that if you tried to use the cursed stone when you don't have the trigger active, that it might rebound back to you, but I was able to spam the button while we were doing the Tetsuo part down here, and it didn't seem like there was any ill effects, but that could be gameplay wise, I'm not sure. Speaking of the curse itself, I want to point out some ideas that I'm having. A lot of talk about transferring soul dregs. We haven't even seen if that's possible yet. So I don't know if that even can happen. I'm curious if having other people's curse stones, if you can use them. I was kind of hoping we would be able to get an idea about that with Tetsuo, since he's been collecting like crazy, but so far we have nothing. And outside of that, I have nothing. I'm just kind of spitballing ideas, and I kind of wanted to reassess my ideas because I am kind of throwing stuff out there a lot of the time. I wanted to kind of like dial it back and say, this is how I'm feeling currently. Because, at a certain point, we're going to get to like, oh my god, it turned out that Yako was behind it all along, and I'm going to be like all smug, like, haha, I called it, didn't I? When, I'm just throwing like 20 things at the wall and maybe one of them will stick. But for now, I know nothing. Let's see what's going on with Yako. It obviously has to do with the suicide that happened. Searches for the Rite of Resurrection, hoping to revive her friend who jumped to her death. I wonder who that is. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio, which we've seen, I am pretty confidently, is a psychic that works with the police force, with their psychic, not psychic, but their paranormal department. In their classroom at midnight, attempting using a spirit board. Spooky stuff. Let's check it out. I'm assuming that little dot means that it's like a new thing. Maybe. I don't know. I'm also wondering one last thing before we actually check it out. I said it doesn't seem like there is any branching paths along these paths right now, except for potentially something weird going on here. But the UI could obviously change. They could just move stuff when a branching path is needed. The main reason I wanted to bring that up is I feel like Tetsuo's story could maybe branch if we were able to actually kill anyone, but I'm of the impression that we shouldn't kill people. I know, bold of me to say, but mainly also because those people can have information that we need, and honestly, if the only real reason I can see to kill them is to protect the character that we're playing as, but at that point, the character we're playing as will be killed, just like it was up here with Shogo, and we just revert back and try again. So honestly, I'm not too inclined to actually press that curse button. Alright, let's actually play the game. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say some stuff, especially because when I take a break, I'm thinking of the game because I am interested in the story and want to know where it goes. So, just some ideas I had in my head. Some thoughts. Some of the process, Kamagata High School. So, like, obviously they're here to try to speak to, I don't remember her name, because there are a lot of names. And if it's not in the Persons of Interest catalog, I am not going to know them. That should be everything. I like Mio's hair pin. Okay, let's start. Ready for this, Yako? Is that how you pronounce it? I should look up Yako. Because, like, Yako makes me think of the Animaniacs. And if I keep saying that and being super wrong, it's going to be very upsetting. But also, like, you know, I'm probably getting a lot of names wrong. Yako's just a little too wrong if I'm wrong, though. You know what I mean? After looking at one link, I am pretty sure I am right that it's just Yako. So, it's fine. It just, you know, it's fine. I need a second. Let's take a moment. Sorry, give me a second. It's okay. It's normal to be nervous your first time. There's nothing to be scared of, I promise. Thanks. No, honestly, I just said give me a second because I was really hoping we'd be able to look around the room. Just in case if there were some mockingbirds. I did see, I looked back at the video, that the Pink Punisher's note was basically like, yeah, it's on a bridge at night. So, again, very straightforward. How much information are we getting about you? Yako is a student in class 2C at Kamagata High School. Unable to comprehend why her childhood friend and classmate Michio Shirayashi committed suicide, she attempted to investigate the incident herself. However, she was unable to make any progress and, feeling desperate, invited transfer student Mio Kurosuzu to join her in performing a spirit board ritual. Born and raised in Honjo, Sumida City, Yako's family has owned and operated the beloved candy shop Sinoya since its establishment in the early Showa era. Despite her modest appearance, Yako is a cheerful and vivacious young woman with a sense of duty and compassion so strong that she is easily moved to tears. She's also a bit quick-tempered and quarrelsome, always prepared to stand up against those who harm her family or friends. She's one of them people that hate bullies. It is possible, however, that this readiness to fight is more driven by an innate love of chaos. Yeah! Okay, Yako's cool. Yako's winning streak against arrogant boys in scraps since she was a child remains unbroken and is the source of considerable stress for her mother. Makes it feel worse that Shogo was just like, yeah, no, I'm killing this young girl. Was Michio the person involved? Why am I just scrolling through names? How did I get all the way down here? He doesn't say the person. I want to make sure it's actually the same girl, supposedly, that Shuichi was with, but I'm not seeing the names actually coming up in these instances, and I don't think there's any other place that would. So fingers crossed it's all good. Unless a file has something. Which I don't know. Someone killing themselves, is that in the files? Let's move on. Wait. I did see one thing that maybe it would have been in gameplay guide. Really, gameplay guide? Oh yeah, because the overview. Oh, gameplay guide actually has shit that I need. Okay, that was the... Okay. I mean, not everything I need. I was kind of hoping this would still bring up the name. I wish it would highlight the name still. Alright, it didn't help. But I don't think I'm going to need, like, an actual, like, refresher, but besides, like, names. I was just hoping, though. That's nice to have, though. Alright, let's start. What a boring Ouija board. This is the spirit board. This is how we'll be communicating. First, we'll both put a finger on the 10 yen coin that's on the board. I'll put my finger on it. I'm gonna do it. There it is. Like this. Just like that. Relax your finger as much as you can. Now for the chant. Repeat what I say, okay? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Your turn. Scepter of the Spirit Board. Spectre. What happened? Oh, I didn't realize the last word was different. Bored, horde. How are you gonna know if you said it wrong if you said bored instead of bored? Please visit us? I'm pretty sure it's please visit us. Good thing I have, this. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Spectre of the Spirit Board, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Did she say to say it twice? Good. She loved it. Please tell us if you are there. I didn't touch it. Whoa, it really moved. Looks like we succeeded in the summoning. We can ask questions now. Right, questions. Start with a question you know the answer to and see the response. Then when you know your questions are being answered truthfully, you ask what you really want to know. Okay, I'll start with something simple. Is it really you? Is that an answer? What is this girl's name? What is my name? How much do I want to, like, really test this out? Well, like, the problem is that Mio and Yoko both know each other's names, I'm assuming. So, you know, that's the question of, like, someone manipulating it. I like how we're still going up to Richter. Also, ooh, that was one thing, too, I wanted to point out. This is actually because I went back to see the teacher. Haru did not say she found her hand when she first talked about the hand. But she did kind of lead into it in a way that sounded like she saw it. Like, oh, when I was a young girl, I have bad memories of this river because there was a hand in it. I shouldn't assume like that, even though my assumption was right, but that's a good way to get facts mixed up. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that. Anyways, what was I saying about, like, they know each other's names, presumably. What is this? They know it's a school, too. Is it really you is vague. And also, I'm getting a little too skeptical of the spirit board, I guess. So what's my name? You think it should know the answer to this? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is my name? Huh? What's the matter? How strange. No? Huh? It told me no. Oh, I bet it means it doesn't know. It may be the Spectre of the Spirit Board, but it doesn't know everything. Is that spirit really the real deal? Okay. It's fine. I feel like it's giving me attitude. No, Yako's cool, because I feel the same way. Is it really you is just gonna be like, yeah, I'm me. What is this place, I guess? It'll know what this place is, presumably, because it's here. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, where are we? It's really gonna spell out high school. It didn't want to just say school. Highschool. What does that spell? I don't know how to spell. High school. That's right. The answers don't seem to be very precise. Oh, we can keep going? What is this girl's name? Fine, what's the name of the girl across from me? So it knows who she is, but not who I am. Mio, that's right. Girl, that's not fair. It knows your name, Mio. She just doesn't look impressed. It even used that weird character you used to spell your name. What? It even used that weird character you used to spell your name? How flattering. I guess, obviously that doesn't make much sense in English. She looks really smug, too. Psychic Girl. Mia transferred to Class 2C at Komagata High School about 2 months ago. Although she is an extremely mild-mannered young woman, she exudes a somewhat off-putting dark aura, which makes it difficult for her to form friendships. Girl, that ain't a dark aura, you guys just didn't turn the lights on. You silly gooses. Mio has, however, found a friend in her classmate, Yako Sakazaki. Who's that? And has begun opening up to her little by little. The truth of the matter is that Mio is the apprentice of a famous psychic. Possessing exceptional spirit sense, she takes on the troublesome tasks of surreptitiously handling spiritual disturbances that break out in schools across Tokyo before they become a problem. Yo, she's like a spy. She transfers schools frequently as a result, and thus has trouble making human friends. What can you elaborate on human friends? You got a ghost friend following you around? So did she transfer here for an assignment, or is she just actually doing school stuff? Mio has already solved an incident at... Okay, I guess I should have just kept reading. Mio has already solved an incident at Komagata High School involving a female student possessed by a spirit. Although she takes effort to hide her spirit sense, many develop an impression that Mio has a deep knowledge of the occult and the paranormal upon first meeting her. Maybe she shouldn't wear the little star pin, because that makes her seem like she's into that kind of stuff. Like, you know, make it like a baseball pin, and people would be like, oh, this girl, she must love baseball. Mio, come on. Maybe your ghost friend could have told you that. I'm sorry, where was I? I lost my place. Leading her to be anxious that her secrets have been exposed. The most common comment she receives is that she seems to get along well with crows and black cats. Okay, well, do you? Is that the human friends part? Mio. Like, I know technically speaking a star doesn't necessarily mean occult, but I think it kind of does have that occult vibe. Again, baseball. I would kind of like to know about the possessed student as well, but that might not be important. Oh yeah, I forgot how smug she looks. I bet even the teachers get it wrong all the time. I guess these paranormal beings just tend to take a liking to you. Huh, I don't know how I should feel about that. Say my name. I'll ask it again. What is my name? No. It didn't even hesitate this time. I mean, it would be like a tongue click. Honestly, I would want to progress with this because this is an interesting thing. Like, why not say, I don't know? I guess no is I don't know. But, additionally, at this point, I would just tell it my name and ask it to spell it out. But that might be me trying to probe it a little too much, also being way too skeptical about it. What is it really you even mean? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, are you truly the Spectre of the Spirit Board? No? Huh? It said no. Is it lying? Not quite. The Spectre of the Spirit Board is just a temporary name we call them when using the board. We're actually calling a spirit with a strong tie to this place, or one of the people participating. In other words, a spirit that just happened to be nearby just felt like answering. They don't really think of themselves as the Spectre of the Spirit Board. Fair enough. Oh, really? You don't think of yourself as Phone. Who is Phone? Huh, feels like some of the mystique has disappeared, does it? I don't really know if I would feel that way. It's a piece of paper. Do you mind if I still call you the Spectre of the Spirit Board? Yes, you mind? Yes, okay. Thanks? Always good to remember to say please and thank you. Was it saying yes, it's okay? I feel like at this point I would ask it what its name is. Alright, it's time to try asking serious questions. Yeah! I want to be goofy. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is the name of the boy Mio has a crush on? Hey! You're going to ask that kind of question? Presumably it would not know the answer. Doesn't everyone ask this kind of stuff with spirit boards? Besides, I'm curious. No, let's not do this. No. Huh, it said no. Guess that must mean you don't have a crush on anyone. We already went through this. It means it doesn't know. Phew. Yeah, that's it. No is correct. Let's move on. Ah, or maybe... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, do you mean the boy isn't in our class? Oh no! The Spectre knows all! Wow! Hey, stop that! Don't make me exercise you! If that's the case, then... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, is it a teacher at our school? Oh, okay. I was kind of not ready for that answer to be yes. Aw, no good, huh? Phew! Yako, cut it out already. We made the effort to sneak in at night. We shouldn't waste time with these questions. You've got a point. Imagine if I, got down and serious and then afterwards decided to have a little goof. Michio's cause of death. Okay, here I go. I'll be serious now. Yes, please. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shuriashi in our class... Who really died that day? Who died by committing suicide by jumping 1 week ago? The way that she said that made it sound like she was asking a question, but it was just continuing to, iterate what it is, really commit suicide. Did this person who did this a week ago... I don't know. It seems kind of weird, but whatever. Oh! Duh! So it really wasn't... I'm not surprised. I never believed it from the start. Now's the important part. Yeah. Who really died that day? Alright. This is what I needed, so I knew who it was. Although this probably doesn't tell me that she was last seen with, Alright, big conversation, though. Michio was a second-year student at Kamagata High School. She was found deceased 1 week ago in the back alley off South Urugesu Street, her entire body broken and severely contorted. Love to hear that. Also, I don't know why I assumed it was at the school that she, killed herself, quote-unquote. Yeah, that's me making assumptions. Police determined that Michio committed suicide by jumping from a nearby apartment building. As there was no suicide note, the police based their conclusion on interviews with Michio's peers. Who? Because Yako didn't seem like she believed it. Michio was an honor student with a good head on her shoulders and consistently excellent grades, making her a favorite among the teachers. Although she appeared somewhat reserved, she had a positive outlook on life and a courageous spirit. Michio and Yako formed a long-lasting friendship during childhood, with Yako's unbending, uncompromising attitude deeply influencing Michio. However, beneath her strong exterior, Michio had been pushing herself too hard and keeping her emotions bottled up to the point that they risked overflowing. Following her father's death 3 years ago and moving to a new house, Michio began avoiding Yako. Although the two remained in the same area of town and attended the same high school, they gradually grew further apart. I guess that's how they might have came to the conclusion, oh, she's isolating herself from her friends. Yako herself worried for her childhood friend, but incapable of wading into complexities of Michio's home life, kept her distance. The days passed, and though Michio longed to confess everything to Yako, the moment to do so never came. Michio carried an old talisman, a memento of her father, with her at all times. Interesting. That's one thing I also wanted to point out. There's kind of a vague feeling or understanding that these cursed stones awakened or activated this night. But I don't know if that's really true or if some people were just holding on to some for a while. Because realistically we don't know a lot, and the only things we do know is kind of stuff that's been pushed into people's heads once they picked up the stone. And what was it specifically? Just her father's death and moving. Seems weird to kind of make that a home life situation. But yeah, okay. The father's death is probably super important though. Michio's cause of death. Look, so at this point, when we know that she didn't commit suicide, would have been the greatest time to ask if Mio has a crush on anyone. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shuriashi die in an accident? Just ask. Do you have to? I guess yes and no is easier. It was an accident? Damn. I was gonna ask who killed her. It said yes. So it was an accident and not a suicide? Michio. Then, did she slip and fall from that apartment building? No. I'm assuming there was a struggle. So technically she probably was killed. They discussed with Haru that Michio might have been working with someone. Like, oh, I'm gonna lead the child, to you. So there might have been some kind of weird dispute. I would say, presumably, the teacher that thinks that she's gonna, like, haunt him or whatever. Huh? She didn't? What do you mean? Michio didn't die falling from the apartment building? Yes? No. Watch my assumption be super right and she actually did get, like, pushed off of the, it was an accident, not the apartment building. But, like, she actually did, like, get pushed off of the, school. It might also be the, curse stone caused it in some way. No way. If that were true, what would it be? Though, I guess one we didn't see yet. Then why was she lying on the ground like that in the back alley of the apartment building? It was an accident, but not a fall? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what happened to Michio on that day? Seems like it doesn't know the details. Where is the Rite of Resurrection? Bold one. Then how about, oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board? We want to use the Rite of Resurrection to bring Michio back to life. Do you know where the Rite of Resurrection is? I wonder. Huh? Whoa! Ah! What is this? Stop! I'm scared, Mio! Calm down, you can't let go before it's over. Ah! The procession, please stop. You can hear it. Such deep sorrow of resentful memory is flowing into my mind. Fool's procession, those who hear it shall fall into the depths of hell. Kill them. Kill them! Those who hear this sound. Kill them all! You have acquired the power of the Cursed Stone, the Fool's Procession. You can use it to kill those who hear the sound produced by the cursed echoes for more than 30 seconds. 30 seconds? Dude has to just say wash and he can kill someone. Why does everyone else have like a little special, like they have to work for it kind of thing? The sound produced by the cursed echoes for more than 30 seconds. The effect will be negated if you are seen in that time. This one, like, yeah, has so many steps to it. Please press the use curse to produce the sound. So it can only work if we're hidden then. That's crazy. There's so many, like, extra things. Okay, curse power kills by fatal fall one who hears its music for 30 seconds without seeing the curse bearer. Now, would this count as her not fallen? Because the idea, I guess, would be that this is what killed her, but I don't know. Omio stood atop the tall festival tower. It was her time to shine and she was ecstatic. It had been years since she joined the troupe, but she had yet to enjoy her day in the spotlight. She wasn't particularly pretty, nor was she all that talented. As a gossip and a loudmouth, she wasn't well liked by her peers. Some of the other girls thought of her as a teacher's pet and bullied her. I don't care about them, she thought. I'll use this chance to make something of myself. Everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful kimono and an akame mask over her face. The stage was set. The accompaniment began. I don't know, like, the eyes freaking me out for some reason. An accompaniment. She danced with everything she had. Applause rained down upon her from the crowd. Her breathing hastened with excitement. I've got to catch my breath. Whoop. That's strange. I can't take my mask off. The smell of glue assaulted her nostrils. Oh, we got like a Carrie situation. So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true. Her screams were drowned out by the music as she squirmed and struggled. Omio is giving it her all today. We have to keep up. The crowd livened even more. No, please someone help me. She fell from the tower, writhing in pain as she begged those around her for help. The music stopped in time with Omio's heart. Pretty sick, honestly. Does it not have nose holes? Like, I thought it was just a normal prank, but if it was actively like she was suffocating and then fell, it might have just been her panicking. But I like her just saying, "So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true." A little sad, actually, considering basically it just seemed like everyone hated her. I guess all of these are kind of sad. The one thing I was thinking about is, man, this curse would pair pretty well with the lantern one. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right, kill them. The end. Imagine if that was just it.